arrived in Davos, Switzerland, to lead Nigeria's delegation at the 56th annual meeting of the World Economic Forum. The forum, which brings together global political and business leaders, will hold from January 19 to 23, 2026. Shettima arrived from Conakry, Guinea, where he represented President Bola Tinubu at the inauguration of President Mamadi Doumbouya on Friday. According to a statement by his special advisor, assistant on media and communications, the VP was received on arrival by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tugar, the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, and officials of the Nigerian mission in Switzerland. This year's forum marks a milestone in Nigeria's participation at the annual gathering, with the federal government establishing a dedicated foreign sovereign pavilion on the Davos promenade for the first time. A former Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, has called on Nigerians to stop the marketing the country to the outside world, urging citizens to project Nigeria positively while offering constructive criticism where necessary. Alhaji Lai Mohammed made the call during an interactive session and review of his book titled Headlines and Soundbite, Media Moment that Defined an Administration, held at the Rock Tourist Center in Abeokuta, Ogun State. Yusuf Ganiu reports.
The former Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, while commending the President Bola Tinubu administration for strengthening the National Orientation Agency, NOAA, said campaigns for a better Nigeria must begin at the grassroots, starting from the local government level and cascading to the world. Speaking on the global revival of Nigerian culture, he noted that artists such as Burna Boy and Davido, as well as sport icons like Austin J.J. Okocha, have continued to project the country positively on the international stage. He urged the federal government to invest more in cultural and tourism infrastructure, noting that dedicated facilities for specific events will further boost the nation's creative industry.
That change we are preaching begins with each and every one of us. There is a need for a national orientation. There is a need for a national rebirth. We must all take ownership of Nigeria. Today we all see Nigeria as an ATM. We see it as a meal ticket. Nobody is ready to take ownership of Nigeria and treat it as his own.
Alhaji Lai Mohammed also commended the Ogun State government for the massive turnaround of the Rock Tourist Center, saying that although filmmakers in the country are doing well, they still require sustained government support to thrive. He further added that tourism and culture can be further enhanced through the effective use of new media, calling on government to make ownership and ensure digital platforms are deployed to promote Nigeria positively.
Gradually, Rock is now becoming a very powerful center of tourism, and what that means is that it's going to bring more numbers tourism to Ogun State, and of course revenue, and from there job creation. So please convey my appreciation to the governor, because what he is doing is what I canvassed for 8 years. That the next oil for Nigeria is certainly tourism, culture, and creative industry. And that is one oil that has no problem, no militants, and it's all joy throughout.
In his remarks, the Director General of the Nigerian Tourism Development Authority, Ola Awakon, says the agency has restored visibility to tourism in the country, adding that discussions are ongoing with investors towards establishing a tourist city in Nigeria.
The government of President Bola Tinubu is so keen about public-private partnership, and in alignment with that, I've also been advocating that we need the private sector more in tourism development in Nigeria, because that's the only way we can enhance sustainability and consistency in some of the laudable projects that we have to promote our tourism assets.
Also speaking, the special advisor to the governor on information and strategy, Kayode Akimade, alongside the State Commissioner for Culture and Tourism, Mr. Sheson Fagbai, urged Nigerians to stop demarketing the country, stressing that patriotism demands positive engagement and constructive criticism.
And it's also very important as Nigerians that we should not demarket our country. We should not demarket our society. We should look at the good side of government and begin to accentuate and promote those good sides. We cannot achieve perfection overnight. When we criticize constructively, it helps government to grow.
With what we have done, revamping Olumo has really shown us that definitely if we revive more tourist sites, we would, have more opportunity of generating revenue, because what we are generating now, has shown to us that the tourism is the way to go.
The convener of the program and senior special assistant to the governor on culture and tourism, Prince Bola Basibo, says Ogun State's history is unique, noting that the state boasts cultural landmarks such as the Olumoro Tourist Center, which many other states do not have.
Beyond just rock climbing, conversations about tourism should happen here. Events should happen here. And we have a lot more such things lined up because we believe our history is peculiar. Ogun State has a lot of cultural elements like this that other states do not have. From Ojude Oba to Lumorok to the story of Lishabi. And we'll see a lot more of that come up during the forthcoming Ogun at 50. So this is just one of the initiatives of His Excellency's vision to promote culture and to enhance tourism in Ogun State and in Nigeria.
He added that the state government is working assiduously to revamp other tourist centers across Ogun State with support from the private sector. Yusuf Ganiyu, OGTV News.
The Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Betokun, has dismissed claims that police officers arrested peaceful protesters in Ekuma, Edo State. He said the 52 suspects taken into custody were involved in criminal acts during the protest. Recall that the arrest of the protesters, most of whom were students of Ambrose Ali University, drew the ire of the parents of those arrested, especially after they had been remanded at Ubiatra prisons by the State High Court in Benin City. Betokun said the police were frequently blamed for incidents of violence that occurred under the cover of protest. He said further that the police had no issue with peaceful demonstrations and would continue to protect citizens who choose to protest lawfully. The Ogun State chapter of the All Progressives Congress, APC, has commenced its online e-registration, membership registration and updates exercise across all 236 wards in the state. The exercise, according to a statement by the party, comes with great benefit, so members are urged to visit the registration center closest to their ward to register or update their membership details. To register, all you need are your name, date of birth, phone number, local government area, ward, and a valid means of identification. The goal, according to the statement, is to build a credible digital membership database, promote transparency, and strengthen active participation of members across Ogun State. Members were, however, urged to take full advantage of this opportunity and mobilize others to participate. The chairman of the Southern Governors Forum and Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun, has poured glowing tributes on the Super Eagles of Nigeria for their heroic outcome and bronze medal triumphs at the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations AFCON, describing their performance as a victory of spirit, courage, and national pride. Governor Abiodun saluted the Eagles for playing what many are judged as the most exhilarating and dominant football at the tournament, noting that the team went unbeaten in regulation time, throughout the competition, winning all their matches except the semi-final, which was decided by the lottery of penalties. He noted that Nigeria's outstanding record, scoring the highest number of goals in the group stage and conceding none in the knockout round before the semi-final, was a testament to the team's quality, discipline, and the enduring excellence of Nigerian football. The Ogun State governor further praised the Eagles for their resilience and mental strength, particularly their emphatic victory over the Pharaohs of Egypt in the third-place match despite what he described as unfair officiating in the semi-final clash against Morocco, the controversial seizure of goalkeeper Salim Mwambali's towel, and the intense hostility of the home crowd. According to him, the performance of the Super Eagles rekindled national pride and reminded the world of Nigeria's rich footballing heritage. He added that the Eagles captivated millions of Nigerians and football lovers across Africa, restoring the joy, flair, and fearlessness that once defined Nigerian football. Governor Abiodun acknowledged that while the trophy narrowly eluded the team, the expert on penalties underscored the fine margins of football. He concluded by expressing strong optimism about the future, stating that the Super Eagles and head coach Eric Chede have ignited fresh hope in the hearts of Nigerians and laid a solid foundation for greater triumphs ahead. Agriculture remains the backbone of the nation's economy, providing food for the population, employment for millions, and raw materials for industries across the country. Beyond feeding households, the sector plays a critical role in poverty reduction, rural development, and national food security, especially at a time of rising economic pressures. As stakeholders continue to call for increased investment, mechanization, and youth participation in farming, experts say strengthening agriculture is key to diversify the economy, reducing dependence on import, and ensuring sustainable national growth. Details are in this package.
Food is the end product of farm produce, mostly planted, cultivated, and tended by farmers. Living things in any form take this product in, though in processed or cooked form. As essential as this is, most times due recognition is not accorded farmers, who are the producers. Farmers are the unsung heroes on field, doing the tougher part of the job, such as plowing fields, operating tractors, spreading fertilizers, and trimming hedges, among others. The labor force on a farm plays a pivotal role in bringing crops to fruition, as they work day and night, crouching on fields in all kinds of climates. Without their hard work and commitment, the populace may not be able to feed as expected.
Great farmers, great nation. Without farmers, there cannot be nation. They are not superhuman, only that they are passionate. Some people have that passion for survival of human race. You know, even in the Bible, God is the number one farmer. He commanded the grass, the crops to come out. So the same love that these people have, that's why they are going to farming. Because the farming of nowadays takes extra sacrifice.
It is expected that as important as this set of people is to human race when it comes to feeding and economic growth, it will be a smooth ride for them. But the reverse is always the case, as some of them highlighted the challenges facing them.
One of the major challenges we're having now in agriculture as a whole is climate change. There's no adequate, education or information to the farmer on how to manage, the climate change. And even when you now have access to the information on how to manage it, you have to, in this part of the world, we depend on rainfall. And in advanced world, they are not depending on rainfall for farming. They go on irrigation farming. But here, the irrigation kit is highly expensive.
A producer should be the one that will cost his cost of production and added his salary to it and say, okay, this is what I will sell. But because of the perishable nature of some of these agricultural products, so they are always at the mercy of the purchaser.
After over 30 years of experience as a researcher in Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, Professor Akin Omotayo called for maximum support from the general public and the government in developing and maximizing researches in the agricultural sector.
encourage young people to go into farming, encourage them when they are there, support them. In other parts of the world, people support those who are just coming into farming and encourage them to sustain the activities on the farm by subsidizing either their input or their output. The input is all the things that are needed to produce. The output is the produce from the farm.
They urge Nigerians to continually acknowledge and support the efforts of farm workers for making it possible to bring fresh produce to the table in the face of increasing risks and challenges. Margaret Okunlola, OGTV News.
In a bid to foster a reading culture nationwide, the National Orientation Agency (NOA) and the network of book clubs and reading culture promoters in Nigeria have joined forces to implement initiatives aimed at cultivating a lasting interest in reading, promoting literacy, and nurturing informed and responsible citizenship. Addressing the delegation, which paid a visit to the NOA headquarters in Abuja, the Director General of the agency, Malam Larry Saunilu, represented by the Director of Communication and Media, Malam Bala Musa, said the agency is committed to promoting education and positive behavioral change, especially among young Nigerians. The DG stated that young Nigerians are crucial to the nation as they represent the future of the country and hold the responsibility of sustaining its values, driving development and shaping its long-term growth. Speaking on the agency's effort towards values orientation, it disclosed that the NOA has developed a national values charter which clearly outlines the core values that define a true Nigerian, adding that the charter has received approval from the Federal Executive Council. The director disclosed that as part of various strategies to institutionalize the national value charters, citizenship studies has been incorporated into the curriculum of primary and secondary schools, adding that the agency has also established a partnership with the National Universities Commission to develop a similar curriculum for students in universities. Speaking earlier, the Abuja coordinator of the Reading Culture Promoters, Chief Loye Oluwokere, said the core mission of the organization is to encourage more Nigerians to embrace reading as a daily habit, noting that reading remains a critical tool for intellectual development, lifelong learning, and national progress. The Lishabi Dynamic Sisters Association has called on youth, community members, civil society organizations, and the general public to actively participate in curbing the menace of drug abuse in the society. The walkathon and press conference aimed at raising awareness on the dangers of drug abuse with the theme "Kick Against Drug Abuse" was held at Abeokuta, Ogun State, and Kim Agro reports.
The Lishabi Dynamic Sisters Association, founded in 2024, is a group of successful Egba women, daughters, wives of Egba origin, including CEOs and high achievers, are focused on positively impacting Abeokuta and its surroundings through purposeful community initiatives. The event began with a press conference where the Yellow Day of the Lishabi Dynamic Sisters Association, Olori Aderonke Enrile, addressed members of the media on the objectives of the initiative. She emphasized the need for collective action in tackling drug abuse, especially among youth, describing it as a growing social menace.
To encourage youth to embrace healthy and productive lifestyle, to promote community involvement in the fight against drug abuse, to support advocacy for prevention, counseling and rehabilitation, to send a strong public message against drug abuse and substance misuse.
Speaking during the press conference, Dr. Lanrewaju Shadende and Dr. Onyade Tomori discouraged substance abuse and foster a drug-free society in Egbaland and the nation.
Even our children, we need to be very careful about them. When it affects them, it affects their education, it affects their health, it affects other areas of their functioning. And all these things are needless if adequate care are taken, are taken.
Especially we mothers, we have a very major role to play in our family. Even the Quran, the Bible, even in the traditional setting, it says a wise woman builds her own.
Immediately after the press briefing, members of the association, alongside friends, embarked on a walkathon through major streets of Abeokuta as a symbolic show of unity against drug abuse. Participants walked with anti-drug messages while calling on parents, community leaders, and relevant authorities to intensify efforts towards preventing drug abuse. The Lishabi Dynamic Sisters reaffirmed their commitment to sustained advocacy and community engagement as part of efforts to curb drug abuse and promote positive values in the society.
It was a gathering of elites, intellectuals and key stakeholders as the Abeokuta Club rolls out the drums to celebrate the achievement of its current Executive Council, mark the 50th President's Party, induct new members and formally launch the club's calendar of activities. The ceremony held in Abeokuta attracts notable Nigerians from across Ogun State and beyond, reflecting the club's enduring relevance as a social-cultural institution. Toyo Gundiquest reporters presented in this package.
The historic event, held in Abeokuta, brought together prominent personalities from within and outside Egbaland, reaffirming the Abeokuta Club's long-standing reputation as a socio-cultural institution rooted in excellence, unity, and service. In their addresses, the president and life president of the club described the occasion as a moment of reflection, gratitude, and renewed commitment. They noted that the current Executive Council, under focused leadership, continues to uphold the club's core values while setting the pace for a brighter future.
As we embark on this new year, let us reaffirm our commitment to the values that have made our club a pillar of unity, culture, and development in Egbaland.
The event also featured the official launch of the Abeokuta Club calendar of activities performed by former Governor of Ogun State, Chief Olusegun Oshoba, alongside Senator Ibikunle Amosun and other respected stakeholders. The high point of the ceremony was the induction of new members into the prestigious club, a process the leadership says is guided by integrity, merit, and shared values. In their goodwill messages, the royal fathers present described the Abeokuta Club as a testament to the enduring spirit of unity, friendship, and selfless service to Egbaland. Other stakeholders at the event applaud the club's initiative and commend the current leadership for sustaining its legacy of excellence.
So today, we are reminded of who we are, Egba Nation. We had been before Nigeria became. And therefore, the preeminent positions of Egbaland is reflected in the galaxies of the many people that you have here.
The ceremony is rounded off with a luncheon and networking session, reinforcing bonds of friendship and shared purpose among members. The Abeokuta Club says it remains committed to promoting unity, intellectual engagement, and meaningful service to Egbaland and beyond.
At least 39 people have been confirmed dead in a high-speed train collision in the south of Spain, according to police, and rescue efforts are continuing. The crash occurred when the rear of a train carrying about 300 passengers from Malaga to the capital Madrid came off the rails. It then slammed into an oncoming train traveling from Madrid to Huelva, another city in southern Spain, according to rail operator Adif. Spanish police said 152 people were injured. 5 of them were in a critical condition. A further 24 were in a serious condition, authorities said. Transport Minister Oscar Puente said the death toll was not final. Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez expressed his condolences to the victims' families. And finally on sports, Senegal won their second African Cup of Nations title in dramatic fashion on Sunday after defeating host Morocco 1-0 following extra time at the Prince Nule Abdullah Stadium in Rabat in a final that descended into chaos and controversy. The Teranga Lions, playing their fourth AFCON final and first since 2021, overcame the Atlas Lions, who were contesting only their second final since 2004, to lift the trophy in a match marked by contentious refereeing decisions, a pitch protest, and a decisive goal from Pape Gueye. The match will also be remembered for the unprecedented work of by the Senegal players and the missed penalty by Diaz, which might have altered the outcome. Morocco, despite the disappointment and controversy that trailed them from the group stage, remain a formidable force, and their run to the final will be seen as a positive platform for future tournaments. And just before we go, let us remind you that a dream you dream alone is only a dream. A dream you dream together is reality. And that's our news this afternoon. Many thanks for watching.